Hello and welcome back to my channel, and it's that time of month again. Yes, when I show you the pickups that I've sort of picked up recently, games out and about, and I've got some good stuff off the internet this time, off the old eBay, some from CEX and some from out in the wild and actual boot sales, which is amazing for me. So if you want to see any of that, just hang around after the titles. So hello, how are we once again? So this is all the things I sort of picked up over the past month and a half really, and I've got some old generation, I've got some new generation. Have I got anything? I don't think the recent, I don't know, I'm just rambling already. I've got lots of stuff from different consoles, we'll go with that. First one, before I sort of get into things I generally picked up, is another gift from Mr. Blue Sky. Yes, you know him. The one that gave me all the lovely PlayStation stuff and hopefully all the videos you've seen already before this one. But it depends which order and I edit them and actually put them up. Who knows? You might be like, who is this Mr. Blue Sky guy? But hopefully, you already know him. But Mr. Blue Sky sent me, not a PlayStation game this time, but a lovely Wii game. Super Smash Bros. Brawl. I'm really happy with this because it's in a lovely box. In lovely condition here. And the Super Smash Bros. Ones. Look at that. Look at the condition of that. That's spanking. That's good, that is. Thank you very much. I'll have a crack at it. Because, I mean, on the Wii, with the Wii controllers, I suppose if you had, like, a GameCube controller plugged in, you could play it. And I think that's what all the sort of professionals do. Who do esports, don't have a proper controller. But, I mean, playing it with, like, the nunchuck sort of thing, probably be a bit weird. But I'd have a go and let's see. And like I say, because they're usually quite expensive, or I'm just rubbish at beat 'em ups, as I've said several times before. I've never really got it, so I'm actually quite interested and see what it'd be like. I mean, it's a 12 plus, so I can't really have the little ones have a go. Could probably annihilate me, wouldn't they? My little girl, my 4-year-old, she'd probably Princess Peach and just annihilate me, whichever character I am. I'll be like, Link, I can defeat you. Princess Peach just cane me, wouldn't she? But anyway, so that's thank you, Mr. Blue Sky. Once again, hopefully, I've got some little thing for him. I don't know, I'll just keep going. Mr. Blue Sky! Anyway, move on, Chris, really quickly before you lose everybody. Next ones, I went to a boot sale, which was great, and it was the last boot sale of the season around me. I was like, cool, let's go and see if there's anything really good there. And I found just one of those awesome little stalls, and it's some old deer basically getting rid of some stuff of her son's, and it was just there in a box. I'm like, well, what is it? So I've got it's unboxed, but it's in a box, if you know what I mean. And it's Worms, Worms Open Warfare. Yeah, so I was just happy to get that because it's a PSP game and it's really cool. So I'd have a little play of it. I think I've had a little play of that already. Check it works. I think it was. It's just basically Worms, yeah. So that's really cool. I think it's more like the Worms 2 sort of style, so that more cartoony style. But that's really cool one to have. And just another PSP game, isn't it? And it came in a box, so that's fine. Just need to get a cover for it. And then next to it was a lovely little treat. I'm like, just a little black box. And you're like, ooh. Well, it's a DS box, isn't it? And it rattles a bit. Oh, it sounds good. Sounds good. What could it be? And she wanted like 50p a game or something of other stuff. So this one was actually, when I opened it, found lots of games in it. And it was like £2. Now, these games are not exciting. I'm bigging it up going, oh, look what games I got. And I'll show you, they're not very exciting at all. But I'm interested in it because they're really cool when you get to the end of it. So I've got, if I can even hold it up, I might just have to say them. I've got Cradle of Rome, which is basically Bejeweled. Bejeweled Cradle of Rome. We've got Puzzler World. Don't know where's best to hold it. Over here? On my face? Puzzler World. Taking too long to think about it, Chris. Puzzler World. Let's go over them really quickly. Paint by DS. Ooh, Paint by DS. More Brain Training. Oh, you can't see that one. More brain training. All right. Puzzler Collection. Woo. Sight Training. I think I've gone past that already, haven't I? Damaged my eyes. Dual Quest. What have I got here? Cooking Guide. Whoops. My Word Coach. And then there is actually a game I'd class in there as you want, which is Narnia Prince Caspian, the second, isn't it? So I got all of them shoved in. And do you know why I'm actually, everybody like, well, they're rubbish. Why would you want half of them? But I did actually have a little play with them, like check the old work. And the thing I actually like about this, and it's a nice little collection that could just sit on my shelf, is that basically they're games, isn't it? Which we can play these on our phones now, and we do just play them on our phones. But someone's bought a DS basically from this collection, not just to play games really, have they? It's a sort of, right, I just want to play simple games like Sudoku or word searches, because that's what the puzzler ones are. You're more brains training. Like, even my father-in-law sort of bought a DS just for brain training, and that's literally the one game they had on it. And obviously, like, they got the Bejeweled and everything, which you can get on your phone now. But it just sort of interests me, and is sort of a nice reminder of how we didn't have, you know, you can get it on your phones, but you had to buy these games separately on a system before to do it. Does that make sense? Does that sound weird? Am I rambling? Probably. But I thought that's a nice little collection to get out. Come on, people go, what's in the box? And like, someone's collected all that. They're their games for that system. And in our games, we were like, they're not really games, are they? Sight training and brain training. Games as in such as, you know, Resident Evil or whatever you play, or Mario Kart or something, or Zelda. So yeah, it's a nice little collection, I think, of weird puzzle games that, like I say, it's all stuff now you can get on your phone, like you just download for free with an add-on or something, don't you, to watch. But anyway, so that was cool. I really like that for £2. It's not really like boxed up and everybody like, that's a terrible thing to have in your collection. For me, that's pretty cool. I quite like that. Another good thing though that I saw and thought was 50p. Yes, Grand Theft Auto 5. Now, I never played Grand Theft Auto 5 before, so I thought I'll get it on 360, see if I like it, because I never usually have time for the Grand Theft Autos, but I want to start getting back into them and have a go. But I opened it and had to talk to this nice dear and go, well, look, there's another game in here. And it's Disc 1 of Assassin's Creed for Black Flag. I was like, you know, trying to go to it, well, you know, there's another game in here, you know, have you got the box for it, or someone already bought it earlier? So like, oh, I don't know. I'm like, well, you know, there's another game in here, what do you want to? She's like, oh, just take it 50p. So I didn't even know if it worked, but looking at it, that's fine. That's a solo campaign. I think the Disc 2 is the multiplayer bit, which I have no interest in anyway. And I know it's not a very expensive game, but it's a game I can try now, so I'm quite happy with that. So everybody says Black Flag's quite a good one, so that's pretty cool. Shall I actually show you a proper game though? And it's got the 2 discs there, so it's in really good condition, and that's what you want. 50p job, because that's probably like something stupid, like, I don't know, £5 at CEX, or for a battered copy. So I'm happy with that, nice little one. And I'll actually have a go at Grand Theft Auto 5, and if I like it, well, when I get a PS5 eventually, I can have a spruced up version of it on the 10-year anniversary or something, can't I? Because it's on every console going, still going now, isn't it, Grand Theft Auto 5, so I can try it on the 360, and if I'm suddenly into it, because isn't it on the 360 you're still in the third-person view, aren't you, from outside the body, watching from behind, whereas I think on the PS4, the higher versions, you sort of can do first-person as well. I might be wrong. I think that was the difference, wasn't it, because it came out same time back the Xbox One and PS4. You can tell me in the comments if I'm rambling, or just go, yeah, you're right, Chris, to the video. Some ones I got on eBay. So I went on holiday, and we stayed in a lovely caravan. And you know those moments, it's the deadly moments in when they're sort of like, they're happily drawing, Colin, my wife's happily reading the book, and I'm like, I'm just messing about on my phone. And I thought, let's have a look on eBay. Yeah, and that's when you start bidding on stuff like, I don't really need, don't really want. But yeah, then you're like, well, if it's going for that price, I'll have it. So for about £2, I think I got 4 games. One scratch, to beyond belief, won't do it, so that's a bit of a bad. But it was literally £2, including postage, literally about £2. I got Borderlands, the pre-sequel, which is in very good nick. Really happy with that. I've got that part of a Handsome collection, I think, on my PS4. Can't speak which console I've got. Excuse me. Yeah, I played Borderlands 2 or 3 with my friend. I quite liked it, and then we went back to the pre-sequel level, and it seemed really slow to get going. I got a bit into it, didn't catch me as much as Borderlands 2, but I've got Borderlands on my 360, can't speak, the original one that I got to play, so it might be interesting to play Borderlands, then play that, and then I can play Borderlands 2 again if I want, and then I can play Borderlands 3, which I picked up from a PS4 and haven't played yet, so I can play all of them in order over various consoles, so that'd be interesting. Brink. Now, it was more an online game, but I think there is a one-player part to it. Now, this one, I didn't really like it at the time, but I ended up buying this for my nephew. He came up to my house, which was a rare occurrence one summer. And yeah, we went into the game shop and everything. I said, well, yeah, it's your birthday soon. Pick whichever game you want. And he picked this. And I was just a bit like, really? But I think he had a crack at it for about half an hour at my house. Let him have a go on the 360. And he took it away with him. But yeah, this is what I wanted. And so I bought it. Luckily, I think it was an offer for like £25 at the time because it was a pretty new one. But I was a good uncle and bought it for him. But yeah, it's rubbish now, isn't it? It's about 50p. You can buy it anywhere. But yeah, happy to have that. And another one, Battlefield 3. I mean, I wouldn't really play the Battlefield games. Hasn't really got the booklet. Don't know if it has a booklet. I'd imagine it would. So I haven't got that. But yeah, I hate the way Disc 1 is the multiplayer campaign. And Disc 2 is the single-player campaign. It's already annoying me because it's putting multiplayer ahead of a single-player story mode, which I like story mode. We're going to all the way, and it'll culminate in Call of Duty, is it Black Ops 4, where they just didn't have any story in it. Just had that. And it was awful. Everyone thought at the time it'd be fine, but no, it's awful now. We look back on it, isn't it? It's awful because everybody wants a bit of a campaign. Look at Battlefront. Look at Battlefront. It came out on the PS4 and the Xbox One, isn't it? You know, it's just all multiplayer. But in the second one, even you had to put a campaign in. It might not be a great campaign, but you had to put a single player campaign in it because people just don't want all multiplayer. Rant over. Moving on to, and then I bought one from CX myself, which was nice and cheap, which is Batman Arkham Asylum, because I want to play these. I've got Arkham, is it Knight, the third one, on my PS4 that I've played a little bit of, not replayed of. I've got Arkham City on my Xbox 360 downloaded. And I had Arkham Asylum on my PS3, but my disc drive on my PS3's died. I got rid of the game ages ago. So I thought, I want to play this now, more on my 360 on my Xbox One before. I want to try and play them all in order. So I thought I'll start with this one. And I could have bought all of them at the time. I could have bought some other ones with it and thought, no, I'm just going to be good and buy one game. So I might actually play it this month. He says, as he's got all those others there. But yeah, I'm going to try and do that. Focus on one sort of long game for me to play. So find out in the future if I do that. So moving on then to ones I bought specifically, because like I say, I'm actually trying to find games I want to play and not just random ones. So I've got some random ones in there that I shouldn't really bought. But hey, you know, you do to bulk out the collection. But here's one for the PSP. Lumines. Puzzle game, which is really cool. It's sort of a bit like Tetris, but to a beat, isn't it, going along? I haven't played lots of it. I had a little go of it. I still need to play a bit more, really get into it. But I wanted this because I did have it originally when I first got a PSP. It's got a lovely booklet there. So it's not too much to buy now. Only a few quid, but yeah, I really wanted it. 3+. God, I think it'd be a bit difficult, but hey, give it to my daughter, see what happens. Yeah, that's really cool. 3DS. I've got another 3DS game. Now, I bought Link Between Worlds, wasn't it? I think it was last time, and I loved it. And I'm sort of going handheld mode because I've actually completed a game. It's amazing. Yeah, I had it all sort of summer, took it away, and I completed it, and it was great. Because I like Zelda, but I never complete Zelda games. So that's only the second Zelda game I've actually completed. So I'm really well chuffed with that. So I thought, I'll get another game. I didn't get a Zelda one. I want to get something like Ocarina of Time, but I mean, who knows now? I can probably play it on the Switch, depending how much they're going to charge for N64 games there. Another rant coming on, but if it's not a lot, I might subscribe for a month and play that and play Majora's Mask or whatever it is. Even though I've got them on GameCube, and I probably downloaded some on Wii, so I don't need to. But if it's handheld, I might actually play it because it's just hard to get on a console nowadays. Anyway, I bought this time for my game of the month for me to play was Luigi's Mansion 2. And yeah, it's got a booklet everything. Hasn't got the game though, because it's got all the bump and everything in here, hasn't it? Because it's actually in my 3DS, and I have been playing a bit of it. I'm not as infused as the Zelda one, to be honest with you, but it was alright. I'm getting there. I'm getting a bit through it, and I am enjoying it. It's alright once you get into it, but yeah, it's not as intense. But I thought, I'm going to complete it though. I want to have a good go. I haven't completed the Luigi's Mansion game. My son got Luigi's Mansion 3 on the Switch, and I got about halfway through it, I think. Halfway. But yeah, not completed that either. Another one that you stop, isn't it? So I want to try and complete one. The next ones, we're getting there. Only got a few left. Is a PlayStation 2 classic that I wanted to play, which is Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. Now, I've got Grand Theft Auto 3 and Vice City, and I played both of them. And I did get San Andreas at some point. And I think, I don't know, it just seemed so different at the time. I literally played about 30 minutes of it and then sort of didn't really play it again. So it's one of them I got rid of, which is a shame because everybody says it's the best one to have a go. And Generation Pixel said in one of his videos recently that that's the one that sort of got him into it because he didn't like the first two. So I was sort of like, I'll give this a shot and find out and have a go. So actually, before I even want to play 5, I want to have a go at San Andreas and see how far I can get into it, see if it reignites my enthusiasm for the Grand Theft Autos. So anyway, the next ones that I've got are some Mega Drive games. And I know I usually do them in some different videos, don't I, in my sort of Mega Drive collection, because I was trying to do that all year to get about 50 games. But I'm honestly going to have to knock that on the head, I think, because, you know, unless I find some absolute bargains, they're just getting too expensive for me. I mean, it's getting towards Christmas anyway, so I can't spend a lot of money. And, you know, other factors like heating's going through the roof because of gas prices, petrol's going crazy. We're all getting less and less disposable income to play in it. And I've seen in many other videos, everyone's a bit like, you know, I've got so many games to play and retro games are just going through the roof. We know might have to just wait a bit longer on that. And I think that's how I'm sort of going to Mega Drive games. But I've got a couple here I can show you. And then I might make another Mega Drive video if I get a few more along the way before the end of the year. To summarise it there, if people don't watch these rambling videos, so now I've got them. But they're okay. I mean, these are even battered. I got them off eBay, but I got them off a good price, I suppose. They're boxed at least. And I got Mortal Kombat 2. Yeah. Now, they're both fighting games. And the thing is, I only had the 3-button ones, isn't it? And you need 6-button controllers. I've got a 6-button controller now to have a play with. But back in the day when I first had them, I only had the 3-button controller. I got a bit miffed that you had to buy a new controller to play the game. When if I just got a SNES, I could play it because there was enough buttons. I was a bit like that because I could just go and play it over there. But there you go. Because I had the original Mortal Kombat on the SNES. Because, you know, you did that thing. I started with Mega Drive, swapped it, got a SNES. Swapped it, got a Mega Drive back, something like that. Or PlayStation, can't remember. Anyway. So, yeah, it's got a booklet. And look, it's just bad, isn't it? Everyone's like, this is in great condition. Yeah, it's not really, is it? But it's the game. And it's sort of there. It's got the instruction booklet. The front cover's come off. But it's got some stuff there. I do like, though, that someone has left, obviously, like you had to do. It's like, what were the codes? What were the fatalities and things like that? So someone's written that on the booklet. Probably couldn't see it, but that's really cool. I like that already. So if I want to be lazy, I can have a look at that. Someone else already found the work for me. But yeah, the cartridge, I mean, you know, it didn't look that bad. Oh, you didn't see it on eBay. And this is the thing I hate about eBay. Ranted in another video, isn't it? You can't always see and you go, what are you hiding? But it was Mortal Kombat 2. So that's quite cool. I'm happy to play that and have a little go of that. And it's in the box. It's in the collection. We'll have a play and see that. And the final one that I did want in the collection, which I played loads on the SNES, but never had on Mega Drive, was Street Fighter 2 Championship Edition. Again, because like I say, I didn't want to get it because I was like, I haven't got a 6-button controller and I don't want to fork out 30 odd quid for another, you know, or whatever it was for a 6-button controller. And I'm Billy No Mates on top of a hill at the time, so I didn't really have a lot of friends. So if we had it on SNES, I played it together on the SNES, to death on the SNES, then I've done that. Again, the book's a bit battered. It's got a front cover and all that lot, but it's a bit battered. But the cartridge is a lot better. But yeah, I love Street Fighter 2. Who doesn't love Street Fighter 2? Especially on the 16-bit consoles, like say on the SNES. Yeah, I played it to death. So I'd really like to see what it's like on the Mega Drive. And that is one I did want to get in. And now I've got a 6-button controller. I like to see how that plays. I'd imagine it's quite hard because you use the 2 side buttons on the SNES. So you can do your hard kick and your hard punch. Whereas if it's all like, oh, more buttons there, none on the side. I need side buttons, but we'll find out. We'll find out and see. Well done if you got to the end of this video, because they're always long, ranty ones. But that's what I got. And yeah, hopefully start seeing some of that on my channel, because I'll just play even more modern-y stuff. well, 360 stuff, I say, as more modern. I'll play on my channel, hopefully play some of the Mega Drive stuff and try that and make my lovely videos, or just make videos of some sort of gameplay. Just have it out there, because that's cool. I like to share how rubbish I am at games and how cool the games are, though, so I can talk about them. But anyway, if you liked this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up so someone else might want to watch it. Write some lovely comments down below if you liked any of these games, or you can tell me if they're really good games I should play, or, oh, Chris, why have you got that? It's absolutely awful. But yeah, until next time, thanks very much for watching, and see you again soon. Bye!